Explorer Leigh Hart is on a quest to seek the truth behind the world's greatest mysteries.
If we can't solve it, I believe nobody can.
A journey that will take his team to the most challenging, remote, and dangerous environments on the planet.
It's not an exact science.
We've been here 3 days now and not a whole lot's happened.
Using state-of-the-art technology, Hart demands answers and confronts the so-called experts.
Well, I've been here 20 years and I don't have an answer.
It might be easy if I just come over there, I think, Adrian.
Might be a little bit better.
He will dig deeper for answers than anyone has dared dig before.
And that whole time you were having sex with aliens.
Yeah. I've actually had intercourse with those females several times.
We just want to find out what's going on.
Yeah, but,
Mysterious creatures, are they real?
Human does not have feces this large.
Or do they exist only in the realms of myth and legend?
Don't tell me that wasn't the Loch Ness Monster.
I can still see them bodies.
He must decipher codes before venturing deep into lost worlds, risking their lives and encountering lost tribes unseen on television for many hundreds of years.
I think I probably made the most irrelevant piece of TV in a long time. AJ's just been circumcised.
I know what I saw.
They will prove it's a fake.
We begin our journey with the mysterious Stonehenge.
Well, quite frankly, it's not quite as impressive as I thought it was going to be, okay?
Well, 7,000
I
years
don't have the
old.
luxury of just choosing every mystery willy-nilly and put them on the show.
We had a coach, though, from Australia in yesterday. We couldn't get him out of here.
Yeah,
like I said, I've
we
been
don't have a
working here
budget. I don't have a
you
budget
know?
to research everything I do.
These rocks come from 250 miles away.
It might be
They
okay.
were dragged up.
It might be okay to have a wedding here or something, but I'm already married.
They were dragged over from Wales, you know, by people with ropes. It's so historic, you know.
Yeah, well, I think you got to grow up. Just grow up. If it was so damn good, they would have finished it, wouldn't they? Why don't they put that up there?
I think you're wrong.
Okay, AJ, start the car.
I think you're wrong, man.
It's not an ideal start for the Mysterious Planet team, but they must travel many miles to the other side of the world, where a far more challenging mystery awaits their expertise. Does a large, man-like beast really exist hidden deep in the American wilderness?
I've seen a great big hairy thing down in the woods one time.
I screamed, "There it is! There it is!"
Some even believe that he's been captured on film.
Hey, I do want to make a couple of announcements here real quick, and then we're going to get to the auction. Joining us from the country of New Zealand is a gentleman by the name of Leigh Hart and the crew from Mysterious Planet. He would like to say a couple of words to you, I believe.
Thank you, Don. I've got to say it's an honour being here at the annual Bigfoot conference / expo and being a part of all that and meeting all you fine people. I've always had a fascination with Bigfoot.
As one of the keynote speakers, Leigh shares one of New Zealand's most controversial Sasquatch encounters with the Bigfoot conference.
Richard Tompkins made his way into the Waitaki Ranges on the 14th of July, 2001. Then, out of nowhere from behind, a large, upright walking hominid threw him to the ground, ripped his jeans off, and raped him. Okay? He later found his jeans torn up to shreds in the manner that no human could do, a couple of miles from the rape scene. A number of years later, he was up there once again, and again he was raped by the same beast, we believe. He was raped not once, not twice, but thrice over a 4-year period.
This Bigfoot conference differs from many others as it includes getting out in the field to visit the location of a number of sightings.
Something from behind this bush rose up, and I yelled out, "What the F is that?" I don't know if it was a Bigfoot or not. I can't say what I saw rose up.
People all over the world have their own unique version of the Bigfoot or the Sasquatch. In Australia, he is known as the Yowie. To the Himalayan Sherpa, the Yeti. And to a small Venezuelan tribe of pygmy woman, he is known simply as Big Cock.
I believe they exist. I believe they're some kind of missing link, a species that we just haven't been able to identify.
Bigfoot, or the Sasquatch, was known to the Native American people for many hundreds of years. But his legend, and indeed his name, entered popular culture in the 1950s. Sightings escalated and culminated in the legendary yet controversial Patterson-Gimlin footage. Bigfoot had arrived.
Well, no one has been able to prove it's a fake by any means.
The people that disclaim it are saying it's a man in a suit walking past.
That's such an impossibility. Hey, well, you see muscle movement underneath that fur, so how can it be a suit? You can't have a suit that tight.
Why not, Al? Why can't you have a suit that tight?
Suit or no suit, Leigh wants to know whether the controversial footage can be recreated, and to do this, they head to the actual location. But before they can even begin drama with the recreation costume.
What's that?
It's a Bigfoot suit.
I specifically said Bigfoot, not Chewbacca. If I wanted Chewbacca, I would have said Chewbacca, wouldn't I?
It's a big hairy suit. How do you know what the yes you ordered?
You get Yoda or a Klingon or something. I didn't want a sci-fi.
How do you know what Bigfoot looks like?
The recreation is put on hold until they can source an appropriate suit. One of the many researchers who takes a more scientific approach to the study of Bigfoot is Diane Stocking.
I'm pretty much no-nonsense person. Today I'm going to talk about basically critical thinking and analysis of what is real and what is not real out in the field.
Have you always had that sort of approach to things?
Always. It's a pet peeve of mine that so many people out there, including researchers that have been doing this for so long, that every sound is a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
But everything is Bigfoot, and it's not, and it's irritating. I am of the opinion, from the evidence I have collected and the witnesses I've talked to, that they do exist. They are out there, yes, even though I haven't seen one yet. Now you have ink on your mouth.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay, you're making a total mess of
Is
yourself.
that?
Why don't you use a napkin?
Oh, that's fine. It's just going to make it worse. You just carry on.
Okay. I quit the BFRO back in 2001. I have my own nonprofit organization now.
And that's called
the Stalking Hominid Research.
But how about the different organizations, the BFO, the BFRO? Do they work in together, or are they working apart?
Basically, it depends on the organization you're talking about. There are a few that we do work well together, and because it's who is in the organization.
Yeah.
We just want to find out what's going on.
Future advances in computer technology and digital photography are likely to be instrumental in exposing Bigfoot once and for all.
Here we have an example of, I don't know what happened. We went down. Can you? Let's see what's going on here.
Sure.
I need to start the motor. Here. There's the photograph, shot with 35mm film. Right there, the creature is. One right there. It appears whatever they're close to, they turn that color. Now draw in on it. There you can start to see his face. There's his face right there. There's an eye, there's an eye, there's the mouth. Right there.
And how would you like to see Bigfoot research going forward? Any changes?
Well, naturally, a more scientific approach. If people would stop worrying about trying to keep it the mystery and trying to add more questions instead of trying to find more answers.
Thanks, Diane.
I'm not shaking your hand.
No. Thank you.
With Bigfoot yet to be classified as a legitimate species, what legal rights does he actually have?
I believe what your only course of action, should you accidentally injure or harm or kill one, would be to simply report it just like it would be an accident involving any other person.
Tell us about some of your experiences. Has it affected your personal lives? Are you guys married or?
Still married. My wife kind of tolerates me. So basically what I do is I take maybe a 2 or 3 week camp out once or twice a year.
And yourself, sir?
I'm a techie guy. I'm now single, lots of free time.
Myself, I became interested in Bigfoot during my police career. I'm a retired chief of police from over in the western part of the state.
On day 6, the Mysterious Planet team searched the American wilderness for any evidence of the existence of a creature known as Bigfoot. They made a breakthrough. On day 12, they found some footprints. These were sent to the Mysterious Planet labs in Sydney to be analyzed. And the high-tech analysis of the footprints will give an indication of the size of the beast. Later, Leigh will present his amazing findings to the conference. But a basic anthropological rule of thumb is big feet means big feces.
Human does not have feces this large.
A lot of Bigfoot study is done by lone wolf researchers. They collect data, images, and feces. Often they store this in their panel vans. Experts like Gordon Moulet.
The feces that we found that particular day was very fresh. This is not so fresh, but it's a very large feces. The rectum is quite large on these creatures. More similar to gorilla feces, of what I've seen on the internet.
Just incidentally, what site on the internet deals with feces?
What I did, I just punched in
feces.com.
Gorilla feces. There was many sites. We got very little data. I'm thinking about getting a hold of one of the zoos and having them send me some photographs of the feces from the zoo. This one is much older. More of, you might say, turd look to it.
Is it possible it could be a human?
Yes, it could be a human, but I never saw him walk into Walmart. That guy. This was a big.
Okay.
These feces are quite large, you know what I'm saying.
Encouraged by the possible forensic evidence, the team head to the actual location of an encounter to hear an horrific account firsthand.
Maybe I should drive it.
Mike and Lisa share their frightening encounter.
What happened here was, it was on August 18th, 2004. We've got our dog with us. It was a small little cockapoo. We get about here and we hear this noise that comes from over there. And it was a... And I see it, it's standing right over there against that hillside. And so help me God, I screamed, there it is, there it is, there it is. And I mean, I let it out, And he stopped one last time and looked right up at us. So we're like, okay, we're out of here.
Okay, if I can take you back to this point when you saw it against the trees, how big would you estimate it was?
There's a perfect limb right there. There's a limb sticking out right over there. I can actually see it from here. And it was about 7.5 foot tall, okay. 7.5, 8 foot tall.
So about 7 foot tall. What was its fur like?
Bark colored, dark like bark. He was standing there like saying,
Carry on. No troubles in the marriage at that time?
No, sir, nothing. Nothing like that, but it was not a person in a suit. I mean...
Our daughter, she's in her 20s, and she always says that she knows it's true because her dad wouldn't risk his reputation on a lie.
Your daughter in the 20s, she's not going to be at the conference, is she?
No.
Okay.
Then, for the first time since the encounter, Mike returns to where the beast actually stood.
Right in this area, right in here. This is where he was, right here, by this tree, this limb here coming out. And then when he took off walking, he went that way, and we took off running for the car. But this is exactly the spot where we spotted the creature on August 14th.
More importantly, how big was his feet?
Thank you. If you just bear with me while the screen comes down, that'd be fantastic.
Feet, probably good 2 feet, 2 yards or so. And like they say, that is a good indicator of the size of the...
You're saying he had 2 feet?
Yeah, 2 feet.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
But how big were they?
Well, I don't know. Size 26, I guess.
About 2 feet.
Yeah,
okay.
2 feet.
One of the issues, of course, we've been having when studying the Waitaki Yeti down there is, of course, the standardization of the shoe size. And the problem being is that in America, of course, you've been using the standard US shoe sizes. Other countries have been using a US Latin shoe size. And, of course, we've been using an Australasian shoe size. So when you've got a size 10 like that in a Latino size, it's clearly going to be different than a size 10 in a US, be it a leather type loafer like that, or perhaps or even a sports shoe, a 10.5. Using a US, of course, you could have a size 32, and it still could be quite a small shoe. Whereas you could have a size 32 European, and you're dealing with a hominid with a very large foot, even for a Bigfoot. So you can understand, yeah, just after if we could.
The scientific community will need time to digest Leigh's latest findings. But for the believers, the search continues.
About midnight, we got up here to this picnic area, and there was nobody here, and we walked over to...
Then drama. Leigh gets a mysterious phone call.
Hello?
Well, we never really got off to a very good start.
Kenneth, yeah, not a great time, mate.
We've been here for 15 years.
We're on a Bigfoot walkabout, okay?
Tell you, 15 years I've been working here.
Look, we've talked about the whole Stonehenge thing. We're not really into the monolith structure thing. I know they're old.
They've been here for 7,000
Well, it's the second time you've called, mate. And could we just
Just
leave it at that, all right?
Place in this anywhere in the
Appreciate
world.
that. Really would. Okay.
I think you're wrong, man.
Thanks, mate. I've got to get back to this.
There's all these rocks.
And over at the pavilion, I hear this. I hear... And I stopped and went, holy shit. Pardon my language. I don't know if it was a Bigfoot or not. It was something big.
Then, just 45 minutes into the second Bigfoot walkabout, an incredible discovery.
You can actually see the toes.
Leigh is the only expert on hand to give a quick assessment of the footprint size.
About 1.5 times size bigger than the standard KFC tub. So that'd be about 12, 16 inches, do you think, Don?
14 to 16.
14 to 16. It's a 20-piece pack.
Yeah.
Okay.
This latest discovery will give them plenty to talk about back at Salt Fork Lodge.
But it's only available for one night.
Yeah, if you could just see things through our shoes
I do apologize
at the moment,
for that, but
it's not really ideal with the four of us in the one bed, if you know what I'm saying. And it's been a couple of days now. You know, one of the best things about a Bigfoot conference / expo is the buffet. They really seem to lay it on. If you look here, I've got my Bigfoot ribs, slice of Sasquatch chicken, mashed potato, and of course my corn. So.
And all of a sudden, I hear this branch just be snapped. It sounded like you'd either picked up a 300-pound boulder or an old rotten tree log and just slammed it on the earth. Just bam! Like saying, get out of my woods.
Yep.
And I'd say from here to that guy back there against the wall.
The buffet guy?
The guy, buffet guy about that far back there. And about that time, I ran over to my buddy Greg. I said, Greg, wake up. There's something in the woods. I'm scared. Wake up. There's something in the woods. And he sits up. Boom, he passes back out. And now my heart starts beating a little bit. I'm like,
Had Greg been drinking, had he, a little bit?
Huh?
Had Greg been drinking a bit?
Greg drank all night.
Okay.
But he passed out. That's why he couldn't wake up.
Okay.
I had a couple drinks.
They were having, maybe in the month of August, 25, 30 sightings. So they closed the park because they didn't want a whole bunch of redneck hunters coming in here with rifles trying to shoot it.
For decades, the search for Bigfoot has mainly taken place out in the field. But now, science is lending a hand, and thanks to advances in motion technology programs, much of it is now being done in the comfort of labs or online. But the eyewitness accounts are still hard to ignore.
5 nights in a row, there were footprints at the water where they were making concrete.
They were making concrete?
They were making concrete.
The Bigfoots were?
The people.
Oh, sorry, okay.
It was a building construction site.
Okay, okay.
In addition to analyzing feces and footage, the Mysterious Planet team now plan to investigate the sounds of Bigfoot.
There was like a teeth popping noise. There was a cooing sound, and it sounds sort of like...
Like an owl.
No, not an owl. Not a... It's a...
Like a cat.
Like a growl.
Like a large cat, perhaps like a puma or something, or
like a, you know how a dog will sit and watch something that he doesn't like?
Like a dog, then?
Sort of like a dog.
And it would just sound like, and then it would start up again. The next thing it did that freaked me out was it mimicked my name 6 times real low. It went Mark.
Steve, Mike, sorry.
It went
Mark.
Rock. Mark, rock. And when he did, he inhaled the smoke from the fire and just sneezed kind of like a... It's like... It did that twice. Then this thing grunted and went... Real deep guttural grunts. All of a sudden, there was a bolt of lightning.
Now it's time to step it up. They drink a liter of Dutch courage by the fire and raise a posse of researchers prepared to venture into the woods at night to search for the mysterious biped.
Hurry. There's an old saying that goes, you're not going to see Bigfoot if you're sitting in the lodge bar. Ironically, that's where we met these guys before we came out here. And today we're here now, and it seems to be paying dividends.
Well, we were told that this is one of the hot spots in the park, picnic area. We're parking a couple hundred yards away to ensure that we don't scare the creature.
It had a cone-shaped head, but it had a receding hairline. I mean, it was losing its hair up here. Now, as I passed it, I saw these muscles working in the back. That was an albino-colored Sasquatch, or perhaps a light gray. And
we'll cut. Yeah, we'll probably cut it there, I think, wouldn't we? We'd just normally just whack it right out of there. I think that would be where we'd chop that, wouldn't it? Yep. Okay.
We've also been made aware recently that the creature responds to music and also the sounds of children.
But we don't have any kids or any music, so there's no point in taking the car music down there.
No, we don't.
Okay.
Tell you what, this is probably the scariest expedition I've ever been on. Leigh Hart's Mysterious Planet. Oh lordy.
Coming up, we look at the DNA evidence.
Bottle of red, bottle of white, in our little Italian restaurant.
I think it's pretty much time to go back to the rental car.
The team from Mysterious Planet have talked to eyewitnesses, interviewed experts, and have mounted an in-depth scientific investigation of their own. The team is about to see never-before-seen footage of the mysterious beast.
What do you think we're going to see here? Talk us through the footage before we even see it.
It's basically footage that was taken in Tuscarawas County, Ohio, which is about 20 miles west of where we're having the conference here, in the summer of 1992.
But you seem to have some video problems with it. Has it been a while since you run this video? Sure you haven't wiped it over?
No, I'm quite certain the video is on there. It's just a matter of getting it to play on this TV. Oops, 5, 4, 3, 2, now 1? On a regular TV, it's either 3 or 4.
You hear it playing? Powerball.
1992. That's too bad.
Okay.
You know, a lot of these places will allow you to rent a video player and take it up to your room.
So if you get that going up in your room, if you get it,
I'll let you know one way or another shortly.
You got a minibar up there?
I haven't looked.
The sun shines on the final day of the Bigfoot conference, and though tired from the nocturnal investigation, Leigh has the opportunity to present his scientific findings on the footprints near Bluff Creek. Judging from the size and the depth of the footprints, the labs use a complicated equation to estimate the size of the beast.
We can determine pretty accurately what size the beast was from the simple equation. And as you can see downloading now is this beast. We were quite surprised when we saw that. Actually, the beast is clearly a lot smaller than we thought he was going to be. His feet, of course, were 18 inches, 7 inches wide. But the beast himself was only 2.5 foot tall. But just goes to show you got to deal with facts in this business, and facts alone. So thank you. Thanks for your time. Did you hear me speak at all today?
Yeah, right at the end of the first session, I heard you speak, yeah.
You come here for different reasons, don't you? You're not exactly a Bigfoot enthusiast, are you?
No, I come here for the entertainment of watching the people. I believe that these people see something. They believe they see something. There's something there. I have no idea what it is, but it interests me. Okay. The believers, the non-believers, this, that, the merchants. It's a sociological experiment to be here.
Many believe that no creature in the 20th century, including the Chinese panda, has suffered so much at the hand of man. It is difficult to gauge how many Sasquatch have been lost, because we didn't know how many we had in the first place.
So let's not do to the Bigfoot what we did to the American Indian. Let's give this creature some room.
Do you think a Bigfoot will ever be found living?
Yes, I do.
The question remains, is it or is it not out there?
In a way, they don't want it to be found out what it is, because that's just going to destroy their dream, and they won't have anything else to go with.
But it just seems like the UFO is always sort of looking out after them, watching what they're doing and where they're at.
So, Bigfoot. Does he exist? Probably not. You see, my generation grew up with Bigfoot. We were satisfied by the gaping holes in the argument and the shakiness of the footage. We wanted to believe. But the younger generations aren't so stupid. They've grown up in a media-driven world, a world where incredible images are commonplace and available at a touch of a button. One gets the impression that if the limelight is ever to warm Bigfoot's fur again, he's going to have to pick up his media game. It's sad, but in this day and age, this recluse would probably have to get on American Idol, get his own TV show on the internet, or even go as far as strapping explosives to himself and blowing up a London tube station. But let's hope that doesn't happen. That'd be big shoes to fill. Not too many pockets for you that time, no? Just feel there's a lot going on, that's all, with the pants as well. You're happy, I'm happy.
So what about that Patterson footage? Could it be recreated?
Right, let's get on with it.
You're rolling!
The recreation is going well, with the footage matching frame by frame. But then, drama. AJ rushes to the scene. Leigh has been shot in the ass. Once again in slow motion.